Hi guys, we're back at Smash Fishing. We're going to go for a little mooch about around the beach, see what little creatures we can find and eat. Bit of a foraging one. We got Sam with us.
Hell yeah.
We're going to try and get some clams later on as the tide goes down, but we're going to be looking under rocks, see if we can find any little fish to eat, maybe some limpets. You never know, might find some lobsters. So stay tuned, it's Smash Fishing. It's currently 2 hours before low water, so we're going to follow the tide down. Might find some Venus clams on our way. Just out for a random one really. See what we can cook, eh dude?
Hell yeah.
Lovely day. Got a force-free wind. We'll try and keep the wind noise to a minimum. This is something we're going to be finding today. A razor clam. You always find on the beaches. If you find loads of shells and that, it's a good indication that they're there. We want the tide to go down a little bit more for that yet. This time of year you'll find lots of little shells like that from the crabs. They're all molting at the moment. Great bait. Not very good to eat though. This is something we're going to gather later. These are limpets. We're going to try and cook these in a different way, because in the past we've boiled them and they're quite rubbery, so we got a little trick up our sleeve to try and make these taste a bit better. Plentiful these around most of the beaches in the UK. We had a tangled crab pot full of seaweed. We had some big tides recently, so it got pushed up the rocks. So we're going to chuck it back out now and bait it tomorrow. Still in one piece. Just shows that the building the crab pots like that, you know, they last. And this is offshore and it's getting battered around. Hell yeah, we're going to throw this out now and then head down to some lobster holes and see what we can get. This right here, a brown edible crab, or shanker we call them over here. They're great eating, but they have to be a certain size. Cool to find though, that's for sure. How we're finding the razors and gaper clams, guys, is we go around the beach like this, jab in the sand and you'll see a squirt of water, and this is razor clam. These are great eating. That's about borderline on what we'll take, 4 inches. It's a bit damaged, so we're going to keep that one for bait. And like I say, all we're doing is going along the beach like this, and eventually you'll see holes like this. Coming a bit closer there, Sam. And what they do is when you jab sometimes they squirt water up, and it's a good indication. If one's sort of a keyhole shape, that'd be a razor fish, or if it looks like this or a big hole, that'd be a gaper clam. White ragworm. Check that out, guys. That's called cat bait or white ragworm. That is one hell of a bait if you can get it in numbers. Great for bass, flatfish, you name it. Just digging down, guys. This is definitely a gaper clam. Yeah. That there is a brilliant bait for bass and gilthead. Like we've said in previous videos, doesn't matter if they're broken, we won't eat these today. We want more of the razor clams. So we'll find about 10 more razor clams and then move on to something else, baby. Best way to spot them, guys, is just dig in the sand like that and you'll see the holes develop. And that's what we do, is dig down. That looks like a gaper clam, and trying to find a razor clam hole. They're just like a sort of a keyhole shaped. Sam's on it.
Sometimes you do get them in the first dig as well.
Yeah, got the nice high up one there. Check that out, guys. A lovely sized Venus clam there. And that is a razor clam. That's too small. So what we do is just put them straight back in the sand, and he'll bury his way back down. Lovely job. Get a few more Venuses like that, would be laughing. A nice sized gaper clam in this one. Just got to dig down. A nice one there. Lovely job. We're finding a few at the moment. Like I said before, just jabbing around, and we've almost got enough that we for what we want now. That for a baby razor fish. Absolutely tiny. Good find that, mate.
That'll be going back.
Yeah, we want some big ones. Got two for the price of one, guys. That's a small clam, that. We don't want that one. So bury him back in there. Nice size razor fish. It's going in the cook pot. We're pulling them out by the freeze at the moment. Found a nice little bed here where we're getting a few. There you go. Beautiful, Sam.
Thank you.
Woo! Sam with a lovely sized Venus there. That's a fatty, that one. And all he's doing is just digging through the sand a bit, waiting for a little squirt, and we dig them up. But you can find these there. Sometimes they're just laying on the sand like that. So we're going to give up on the razors. We got enough of them now. Like we said before, we don't want to hammer the bay, we just want to get a good feed. As you can see, we're getting off a few stuff now. We've got a lot of razors, we've got a couple of big Venuses, some nice big clams. There's a couple of smaller ones there that I've got broken, so we've kept them. Nice, lovely bass baits these, and the gilt heads, hell yeah. Can anyone tell me what this is? It looks evil, I think it's a bloodworm. It looks bloody evil. Look at that thing that shoots out. Oh. If someone could identify this for me, it's a bloody evil looking worm. I know it's not a ragworm, but it's got this big shooting thing on it. I think this is a bloodworm. I've never found one in Guernsey before though. I dug two up there with this clam. I'm going to leave that one. Sam found the tiniest clam ever. That's our legal size to eat. That creepy bloody worm though. Sam just found another cracker. Finding a few here, eh dude?
Yeah.
We're going to have a nice feast with these guys. Look at that. 3 giants there. And then we've got the small Venus clams here. These are going to be delicious. What we're doing is just separating the dead stuff from the live stuff at the moment. We don't want it to get contaminated, because it might kill off the other shellfish we have, and that's what we don't want. So we've got some for bait, some for the bellies, baby. What we got to eat so far? Doing well, eh, dude?
Yeah, sure.
Sam is definitely the clam man.
Clam Sam.
Clam man set. Another big boy there, guys. That's a cracker. There's another little clam hole just there. I'm gonna dig that sucker out. Woohoo! Oh yeah, Sam's got another one. Oh, is that dead? That's a dead one, mate. We've got enough Venuses for what we want now, guys. Some lovely size ones. We got 4 of these crackers. Really big ones, these. We got 2 of the smaller sort, and we got 2, 4, 6, 8. We got 4 razor fish each. That's a good start. So we're going to head off around the corner now, right around this part, and just see what we can find around there. We haven't really foraged around there very much. Hell yeah. It's one of the different sorts of seaweed you can get around here, or in the UK. That's called sugar kelp, and you can see how long they are. Some of these things can be 20 foot long, and apparently you can dry it out, and it creates a white dust on it that tastes like sugar apparently, or sweet. I've tried it, it's not that great. I've got some in my shed already, and you can always tell when you're picking weeds, is that always pick off a stone, so then you know it's living. You'll have no complications there. We just picked up this giant boulder, guys, and check that out. There's a little lobster there. It's got his claws growing back there. Lovely to see that, eh? We're going to flip this back with some rocks under it so there's a big void. This is great. First little lobster. The tide's starting to come in now, so we've got no chance at a big one. If you just move it in the sunlight, look at that, guys. Beautiful little creature. We've just flipped the rock back now. There's a huge void with water under it. So I'm going to put the lobster right back in there. There he's back with his home. Let's go find some more stuff. Check this for a Xantho crab. Sorry if the pronunciation ain't very good. Or a pie crust crab, because the shell's like a pie crust. Some brown edibles there. We're finding a lot of different stuff like this. We're going to keep this one and we're going to cook it up. See what it tastes like. That's about as big as they get. They get a little bit bigger, but not much, so always worth a try. We're always experimental. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but that's a butterfish, I think. It's got the black dots on the head. It's an eel looking sort of fish. I can't get a very good close-up with this camera, but yeah, butterfish I think. But correct us if we're wrong. Always get it in the comments. I'll be interested to chat with you guys. We were just there looking under a couple of rocks, and you can see the tide was like 20 feet out before. It just shows you gotta have your wits about you. Look at that for a molted crab right there. That is literally just molted. That is gonna be one hell of a bass bait. Chirping with that. Is that his shell? See? You can see how small that crab was, and now look how wide it is. It takes on water and the shell will harden, and then that'll be its new size. But unfortunately for this one, it's going to be a bass bait. That's in the legal size, well in. That's interesting though, seeing the chalet and the peeler. You can see the abundance of life around here. These are broad-clawed porcelain crabs. We've got a goby there. I'm not going to eat that one. It's getting back in the water. I was wondering why something just pinched me. There's a small lady crab there. Evil little things they are. Just shows the diversity in life around Guernsey. Great fun. Good sign that the spider crabs are coming in, finding their shells around. They'll be coming up soon. And just pulled up another big old Venus there. We're at the top of the beach now. We're getting pushed away from the tide, so we're just going to try and get whatever we can. We're going to go get some big limpets, and then we're going to start cooking, baby. Hell yeah. Pulling up some crackers at the moment. Some of the shells higher up the beach here are massive. We're going to have a nice old feast with these. Just going to collect a couple of limpets. There's some really big ones around here. You see how big these ones are? If you get them in the first hit like that, they pop off straight away, but sometimes they will like fasten themselves on the rock just like that, and you've got to really whack them. But we want some nice big ones like that, and what we're going to do is cut the foot out. We're going to batter them with a rock and flour them and fry them. So hopefully that tastes good, because these are not very nice when they're just boiled. And a good tip, when you're collecting these, just get one or two off the rock and leave the rest, because you always find you'll have one big one and a few small ones, so it's good to keep the little population there. There's plenty of these around, you'll find them everywhere. We're getting a nice little array of food here now. We've got our fish, we've got our clams, we've got our pie crust crab, and we're going to be full. We're at a different location now, guys. We found a nice bunker that we can cook in. Old World War II bunker. We've got all of our ingredients. We're gonna start cooking, baby. We're hungry. The ingredients we've got is onion, garlic, butter, oil and salt. And that'll be in this pan. And what we're gonna do is steam all of the clams and stuff, and the Venuses, and the pie crust will go in there. And then we'll show you how we prep the limpets. Just gonna get the pan on the heat now. Straight there, we haven't got too much wind. And all we're doing with the onion, we cut it in half, and we're just going to cut it into strips basically. This is more of a flavouring. We got a nice French loaf with us today, so we're having seafood on the bread to soak up the juices. And all we're doing is just slices, just like so. And what that would do in the pan, it will break up, so I have nice strips of it. So we're going to get finishing that. We're going to chop the garlic up into small little cubes. That will go in as well for the flavour. And hell yeah, guys, we're going to munch out. Woo! What we do now, we've got our garlic and our onions in there, guys, and we do a nice knob of butter, just like so. And then all I'm going to do now is go in the bag. There we go. A bit of water, and you want about 1/2 inch in the bottom of the pan. There you go, that's beautiful. If you want to get a little bit closer there, Sam. That's what it looks like, guys, and all of that will simmer down and cook through. All we're doing for the recipe for the limpets is a bit of self-raising flour. We didn't bring any pepper with us today. This would be better with a bit of black pepper, but we're just going to salt it. And then we're going to show you how we're going to prep the I was going to say ormers then. We're doing it a very similar way to ormers. So just a little tester. And what we do is get the foot off the limpets, get them in there, get them fried up. How we're going to prep the limpets. Just going to get our knife. Try not to cut yourself. You can do this with a spoon. And what we're doing is, get rid of that. Get rid of the head and the guts. And we're left with just a foot of meat. Just like that. We've got a nice clean surface here, so we're not going to have so much sand in it this time. And we're going to get the rest of these done now, and we'll show you what we do next. What we're going to do with these now is we're going to tenderise them like we do the ormers, which is just 2 rocks, and I'm just going to bash them into little flat pancakes, just like that. It doesn't matter if they tear, and get them in the flour. So we're going to finish off the rest of them like that now. And we're going to show you how we get the pan prepped up with the butter and the garlic. We're going to start frying. Hell yeah! We forgot that we've got white wine and parsley as well to make the sauce for the clams. So we're going to quickly get that in now before we start cooking everything up. And all I'm doing is just roughly cutting it up. Good thing about a beach, you don't have to worry about being messy. So there we go. Nice bit of parsley there. That will go in there. And a good old splash of white wine. For me. Beautiful. Now we're going to let that simmer, guys. Always forget something. Everything's nicely started to boil up a bit now, guys. See, good amount of steam there. Check that out. So it comes a bit closer. Lovely parsley, onion, all smelling really nice. And what we're doing, got all of our clams and the crab. They go straight in there to the boil, baby. And you're essentially just steaming them in the sauce. There's our pie crust crab, ready to go. Shows how strong their claws are when it smashes up the clams like that. And get that all in there. Beautiful. Little shake around. That looks delicious. And what we've got today is, when it's all cooked, a bit of French bread. Gonna fry it in the pan and have a good old snack. So what we're doing with the limpets now, we take them out the flour, get the excess off, and these are just going to be fried up in garlic butter, just like we do with ormers. Just worth a little experiment to see what they're like. Got much hope, Sam?
Yeah, I reckon they'll be nice.
Yeah, we'll see. So there we go. We're just going to fry those up, let this lot cook through. We'll show you the finished result, guys. Our first taste test now is the limpets. We're just doing this as a little a tester, basically. Because if these taste good, these are very plentiful in Guernsey.
Thank you.
Let's see what these are like. Nice and crispy. Yeah. Nah, they're just not good, guys. So that's what we think of the limpets.
Not recommended.
Yeah, no more gathering limpets now. We'll stick with the clams. They're chewy, they've got a khaki taste to them when you cook them like that as well. You find?
Yeah, that's not nice.
Nah. Stay tuned, guys, we'll get the good stuff on the go. Got our bread here, guys. Nice warmed up, toasted. Oh, fresh beers. Can't beat this. The pie crust crab looks really cool. Oh, drop it on the rocks. Check that out. Go bright red, they do. But there we go. Load them up, Sam. Load them up. These Venus clams. The reason we rave about these is they are absolutely delicious. Really good. I'm just going to pile some onions on as well.
Might as well.
Yeah. Get it all on there. As you can see, guys, check that out. Bit of razor fish, bit of clam, bit of onion. Get rid of the crab leg. Mmm. Mmm. That's good. Best one yet. I think the white wine definitely makes it. It gives it more of a pungent flavour. Mmm. Sorry we're not talking much, guys. This is absolutely gorgeous. Good old razor clam. Mmm. I'm going to give it a go. Never tried these before, so we'll see. Oh, those are good.
Yeah?
They're really sweet. It's a bit like spider crab. I'm going to break the claws.
exactly like spider crab.
Yeah, it's really sweet, eh?
That's nice.
Oh, we're doing those again. If we find some bigger ones of these in the future, guys, we're going to be eating these. You get quite a lot of meat out of them as well. Ravenous. But these by far are the best thing to find. These and cockles and the razor clams are probably the best eating that we've got so far. Especially with the sauce. This is a lot better, this sauce. So a lot of subscribers were giving me tips like put a bit of parsley in it, put a bit of white wine and stuff like that. So we've taken your advice and it's well paid off. The size of that one.
Oh, beast.
Look at that for a meal. Oh my god.
Get in that sauce.
That is awesome. We're going to finish this off now, guys. Won't leave you being teased for too long. I hope you enjoyed this one. We had an absolutely beautiful day. Well worth going down the beach to find some clams and stuff. So stay tuned if you want to check out Sam's Instagram. I'll leave the link in the description. If you like my channel, like and subscribe. We're going to feast into this now and finish it, baby. You enjoy yourself, mate?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So stay tuned. It's Smash Fishing.